So the response to this crisis of some 50,000 people homeless in Gaza has been to construct emergency shelter camps, which is reminiscent of 1948 in the Nakba. The Israeli siege, however, has resulted in only somewhere around 1,000 tents being available for 50,000 people. As a result, the tents are being assigned to multiple families. So in the case of like the Dignity camp in Isbet Abu Bravo, each tent there is assigned to 7 families, so which voids any real utility they might have. What you then see is like, people will come and use the tents as like a social space during the day, space to congregate, but there's no real utility to them. Also, a lot of the time they're just empty because mattresses and blankets aren't available because of the siege. I think in some areas, per family, I think the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, who look after refugees, have been able to donate like 2 mattresses per family. Who've lost their houses and lost everything. There are thousands more tents and other forms of emergency shelters, such as caravans, stockpiled outside Gaza, waiting to try to get in. But the Israeli siege refuses to allow any of that kind of stuff in. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem of aid not being donated or a lack of will amongst the international community on that level. And in fact, that's the level at which the international community is really trying to show that they're standing by the Gazans and doing the right thing for the Palestinian people, because they're donating all of this aid. But what they're not doing is challenging the siege that's stopping the aid getting in. So, at the same time, billions of dollars, have been pledged worldwide for the reconstruction of Gaza, but at the moment, no building materials can enter Gaza. So there is at the moment no reconstruction taking place, and no reconstruction will take place until the siege is ended. I don't know if any of you saw, but it snowed in Gaza last week, or 2 weeks ago, which is horrific for those families who, for most families, they're renting accommodation, and rent has skyrocketed. It's more than doubled around the north, where a lot of this damage is taking place. And while every family who lost their house has been given 4,000 euros by the Hamas government, but people have lost absolutely everything. And prices in Gaza are quite steep because everything comes through the tunnels. People just don't have the money to be able to afford rent. Some are staying with families, and then there are the people who are forced to stay in these camps, which in tents that they're sharing with 7 other families. So like in one camp in Beit Lahia camp, they're saying that really like the people that will sleep there will only be the most desperate. So while Operation Cast Lead is supposedly over, attacks in Gaza continue. In the village of Wadi Saka, for example, which is located in central Gaza, east of Deir al-Balah, Israeli soldiers continue to shoot into the village on a daily basis. So 50% of the residents of Wadi Saka aren't sleeping in their homes. They're staying with other families further away from the Green Line. Largely, or entirely out of fear of attack. The villagers report that the Israeli military are using large munitions to fire into the village. So munitions that the bullets can puncture through at least 2 walls. So, like villagers there don't feel like they can sleep safely in the village. It's also under constant surveillance, so that young men risk their lives by walking through the village carrying things like pipes and anything else that can be construed as a weapon, even though they might actually carry it somewhere. But this high level of surveillance is now a constant reality throughout Gaza. So there's the constant presence of remote control drones and surveillance balloons. These are wacky. Sorry. Let's see. These are surveillance balloons. These crazy little fish-shaped things. They've got them. These are largely around the north, used to record everything that happens in this area. There's another one over here that you can see. So yeah, these photos were taken in Bacon in the north of Gaza Strip. So, but the same continued level of danger that exists for Waisaika exists for all villages close to the Green Line to greater or lesser degrees. This has been exacerbated since the recent war on Gaza by the extension of an Israeli unilaterally imposed buffer zone along the Green Line from what was in the past between 300 to 500 metres depending on the area to now 1 kilometre. So what that means, almost all of the houses that are within 1 kilometre of the Green Line were destroyed, either bulldozed or bombed. And the Israeli military authorities are now declaring the area a closed military zone, which is actually, according to Israeli law, illegal. So, yeah, residents of those areas were forced to leave with just their clothes on their backs and actually haven't even been able to return to their destroyed homes to try to search for any belongings that might have survived. And if they do, they risk being shot at. Also in those areas, farmers have been unable to tend or harvest their crops, which is, in those areas around the Green Lines, it's not, they're more villages, so this is where a large proportion of the fruit and vegetables that are found in Gaza come from. Well, actually vegetables, because most of the fruit trees have actually been destroyed by Israel, so any fruit that comes into Gaza now comes from Israel. So, yeah, farmers who have tried to continue to work on those lands risk their lives to do so. On the 27th of January, one young farm worker, Anwar al-Ladrin, was killed by the Israeli military. They were just shooting from behind the Green Line while he was out picking parsley and spinach, getting paid just 20 shekels a day to do it, which is about $7. He was shot in the neck and died instantly. So, because of this, a large number of farmers and residents in the buffer zone area have been requesting international accompaniment, which was the other part of the work that I was doing when I was there. I was hoping to have some videos of farmers being shot at, but they are on YouTube. They're a little bit crazy. So yeah, if you want to have a look at them on YouTube, just look up Gaza farmers and you'll find them. But let's go back this way. So this is an accompaniment where the initial accompaniment was to help these farmers get their bees out of the area. So I think here we're probably about 500 metres from the Green Line, and you can see demolished houses around. And so knowing that we were there accompanying the bee farmers,